Mother's Day is not the same for everyone, and I want to acknowledge that in this video. If Mother's Day is complicated, complex, different in any type of way for you, I see you, I hear you, I feel you, and I can relate to you. And in this video, I want to take a spin on the content today and just talk about how we can mother ourselves, how we can reparent ourselves, and how we can love and accept ourselves just like our parents and especially our mother was supposed to do. And if you didn't get that great parenting or that amazing childhood or the love and acceptance from your mother like you deserved, then I want to go over 3 ways in this video that you can begin to mother yourself, to reparent yourself, and to nurture and love and accept yourself. The first way that I've been reparenting myself over the last 4 years of the journey that I've been on, through my spiritual awakening, very deep dark night of the soul, and doing a lot of inner work, which includes inner child healing work, is to be there for myself, especially when there is any type of high or extreme amount of emotions coming up inside of me or through me. Being there for yourself looks like, what does that look like in practical practice? Like, what does it actually mean, and what does it look like in day-to-day life? Like, let's say you're going through the year and you have a something come up, like a holiday, a birthday, and a special event, an anniversary, or any type of little situation or a big situation, right? And the situation has feeling or emotion around it. You want to make sure that you create time for yourself to meditate, to do some nervous system regulation practice, to journal, to maybe take a nature walk, or to just spend time with yourself, like in silence, like literally sit on the floor, sit on your bed, sit on the couch, sit on the ground at a park, and just spend time with yourself and make sure you create a safe space so that you can feel those emotions, so that you can give attention to yourself, so that you can begin to process those emotions so that they don't have to come around again. Because this whole game that we live in is about, it's really about experiencing ourselves. But how are we experiencing ourselves? We're experiencing ourselves through all of these senses, right? And our feeling is a really big sense that we have, right? So all these situations that you're coming up against, they're trying to get you to feel these emotions. And most of us don't like feeling the emotions that are heavy, deep, painful, that hurt us. So we keep on creating these different situations to try to get us to complete that cycle, that loop of that one emotion, that let's say that grief, that sadness, that pain, that hurt, that guilt, that shame. Your life is trying to get you to feel these emotions completely, fully. It's trying to get you to the other side of it. So being there for yourself, especially when emotion is high, is like taking a more adult role over that situation, because that situation stems from your childhood. More than likely 99 or 95% of the time it stems from your childhood. And there will be a part of you that is like the child, and then you, the person that you are today, can come in with more information, more tools, more understanding about the situation, and mother yourself, nurture yourself, see yourself, and love yourself through that situation by creating a space to be able to feel emotions and process them in a more healthy way. Because now you're an adult and you have more, uh you have more of everything, right? You have more knowledge, understanding, more resources, more access to the information that you would need to process emotions and get the support that you would need to process emotions. You have more time. You're older, right? And most of us have, at the very least, access to find out how to process emotions and deal with them in a healthier way than you would have had in your childhood. So that's number one, being there for yourself, especially when emotion is high, or especially when there's a lot of feeling, a lot of emotion, a lot of things going on. Creating that space, doing those things, being there for your inner child. The second way that we can learn and start mothering ourselves or reparenting ourselves is to take care of your physical needs. Now, this may sound a bit simplistic, or this may sound obvious to some people, but it's worth saying, because I'm not sure what type of childhood you had, but I had a very neglected childhood, right? Or I experienced it. I experienced a lot of forms of neglect. A lot of the content around like inner child healing, CPTSD, and trauma is around emotional neglect. And I understand emotional neglect is absolutely a thing worthy of talking about, but it doesn't trump, or it doesn't it is not worst, or it shouldn't have taken the place of actual physical neglect, which of course includes emotional neglect. So actual physical neglect is a totally separate thing that includes emotional neglect. So I'm very familiar with the subject of neglect, right? So on the topic of taking care of my physical bodily needs, it is very nurturing and mothering for me to take care of my physical needs, to eat when I'm hungry, to drink when I'm thirsty, to use the restroom when I have to use the restroom, to shower every day or most days, to learn to do things that I wasn't taught to do as a child. I'm one of the children who were not taught to brush my teeth morning and night. I never knew that people were brushing their teeth twice a day. That's not something I grew up doing. And I didn't grow up using an electric toothbrush either. So these are things that I learned as I grew up, and things that I do to reparent myself, to love myself, to nurture myself. I take care of my body, of my physical bodily hygiene needs, as well as like eating, trying to eat the healthiest that I can eat, and making sure that I exercise or have some movement in my routine, because I know that that is good for me. And if you didn't have a bunch of those like little things set up in your childhood, like electric toothbrush, brushing twice a day, washing your face twice a day, showering every single day, exercising 4 or 5 times a week, eating healthy meals, eating vegetables, eating fruits, eating a variety of fruits and vegetables, like doing all these little things that now as adults, some of us think as just basic knowledge, that everyone should know this, but not everyone had the same exact upbringing. Not everyone had the same exact childhood. Not all of us know what everybody else knows. So take care of your physical needs and show yourself, show your inner child that you're important, that you're special, that you matter, that your body matters, that's one way you can reparent yourself. You can look after yourself, and you can supply your needs in a physical aspect, though you have many other needs, right? But I just want to single out that one. And by the way, I'm only talking about 3 things here, but there are many other ways to reparent yourself, to mother yourself, to nurture yourself. And I'm sure I'll talk about many ways on this channel as we get into it, because I've learned how to do this, and I'm continuously on the journey of doing this for myself, over especially since 2022, when I first started having my spiritual awakening. So anyway, I also don't think that I introduced myself. Hello, my name is Blossom, and I'm a manifestation and embodiment coach. My details are in the description box, and you should book a session with me whenever you're ready. Okay. So the third aspect of how you can begin to mother yourself, reparent yourself, and nurture yourself and love on yourself is to create a space or to do something for your inner child or with your inner child that they would like to do. For example, something that is like playful, something that is play, pleasure, fun. Those are the words that are coming to mind. Something for your inner child that they would like to do. This thing doesn't bring you money. This thing doesn't really get shown to other people, or if it does, it's not the main focus of whatever. It's not, that's not the goal of this thing. The goal of this thing is to play, to have fun, and to do it because your inner child likes to do it. So maybe it was something that you did in your childhood that you know would be fun today, at least for your inner child to do. Maybe it's something that you rarely got to do as a child that you wish you could have did more of. Maybe it's just an interest or inkling of a little twinkle of something in your in your spirit that says this thing we want to do this thing. Or maybe you could just simply ask yourself, ask your body, ask your inner child, what would you like to do for fun? What would you like to do for play? Let's play together, let's do something together. And so I'll give you an example. For my inner child, I was really into arts. I was really into like painting and coloring and oil pastels. And if I could have picked something, I would have been into like something with colors and, you know, some type of mediums to draw on paper or something like that. That's in the house of what I would have picked, or one of the things that I would have picked. So for me to nurture and reparent myself and to mother myself and be with my inner child, to create that relationship with myself and develop it and feel loved and healthy, is to create a space for me to explore art in some type of way, shape, or form. Whether it be coloring, whether it be painting, whether it be drawing, sketching, or just doing something with color on paper, is really nurturing and really fulfilling to me. And it really feels, it feels loving, it feels nurturing, it feels like I'm being very cognizant, or it feels like I'm being very considerate of my inner child and the things that she wants to do, and the ways that she wasn't feeling fulfilled in her childhood or in my childhood, right? So I didn't get a lot of the mothering, the parenting that I wish I had got, but now I can give that to myself. So that is the journey of reparenting, nurturing, and mothering yourself, is whatever you didn't get in childhood, or maybe you just didn't get enough of it, or maybe you just didn't get enough of it in the ways that you wanted to get it. Now give it to yourself. And that's the journey of loving yourself and reparenting, and like I said, mothering yourself, that that we can do now as adults. And I hope you got value from this video. If you did, thumbs up, you know, subscribe. By the way, planted seeds do manifest. So what seeds are you planting? What are you watering? And therefore, what is manifesting?